What's new, crew? If you're new, my name's Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about 7 ways my family fought inflation in 2023 and what we're going to continue to do heading into 2024. If you're new here, we are what America would consider a large family. We are a household of 6. We have 4 children ranging in age from 8, and our youngest just turned 1. So kids ranging in different ages, different sizes, a little bit different season of life from our oldest to our youngest. Go ahead, grab an afternoon cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever it is. We are just going to be talking about realistic ways my family tried to fight inflation in 2023, keeping everything in our budget, different tips, different things that we did, especially as a large family. So let's go ahead and hop in. First thing we did, and the thing we did most often this year, was utilizing hand-me-downs. Right at the end of 2022 in December, we welcomed our 4th child and our 3rd girl. All year long, we utilized all of the baby things. I am a little bit of a pack rat when it comes to my children's things, just because I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we had our first child very young. We had our first daughter at 18. We got everything for our baby shower, and I kept absolutely everything. I have not handed away or given away or thrown out any baby equipment at all. I have kept every last piece of it, and that helped a ton. I probably only spent maybe $100 on clothes for our 4th child because I had so many hand-me-downs from all of our other children and anything that was gender neutral. So I even took things from my son, anything that could work for that. We went ahead and used that as well. And to be completely honest, we even put the baby to bed in things that said little brother on them or things like that that were handed down from my son. They're just pajamas. The baby does not know. The baby does not care. It really doesn't matter as long as the baby is warm and clean, right? It does not matter if it says little brother or little sister on it if you're just putting the baby to bed in it anyways. So we reused everything this year, hand-me-downs wise. Another thing we did this year, or we continued to do this year, is cook from scratch. This is something that we really hit hard on after or during 2020. COVID hit right as I had our 3rd child. So everything kind of went crazy, and with a newborn, I learned how to make bread. I learned how to do as much things as I can in the kitchen, and I've been slowly growing those skills since 2020, but cooking from scratch has saved us a ton. I've gotten to the point now where I make our own burger buns. I'm gonna say some of our own bread because I definitely buy store-bought bread. You'll see that in my grocery hauls. I definitely do buy store-bought breads, but where I've been able to save a lot of money is specifically snacks. I make all of our cookies from scratch, all of our muffins, all of our baked goods, all of like those fun little treats where the budget is going to go sky high really quickly, especially if you're like us and you have 4 kids and each child wants something different or likes something different. They want Rice Krispie treats, they want a box of Oreos, whatever it is, that can add up really quickly. So whatever I can make at home, I do make at home. We 100% still do buy some store-bought things. We still buy goldfish, we still buy graham crackers and things like that I don't make in-house, but we all have to start somewhere, and that's where I've started. It's not just cooking from scratch when it comes to treats and cookies and things like that. It's also all of our meals. We eat every meal out of our house pretty much every day, all 3 meals. I'm gonna say probably 360 days a year. We do not eat out very often, especially as a large family. That adds up super quickly. And when we do eat out, we wanna eat out because we want to, not because we feel like we have to. So I've done a lot of prepping this year, prepping hamburger buns or hamburger patties for the freezer, little meatballs for the freezer. We buy all of our meat in bulk. We hunt and fish for a huge portion of our meat, and we'll talk about that later. But buying things in bulk at a good price where you can, whether that be from a local farmer or a local grocery store, and making it into your own convenience items like hamburger patties, like meatballs, like meatloafs, or whatever it is, making your own beef jerky. That has helped us save a ton of money this year, and it's something that I've done more regularly this year, whether that be freezer meals or just some convenience freezer items, and it's 100% something I am going to continue doing and try to do more of and grow my variety heading into 2024. Another huge thing we did was the garden produce this year. We put in our biggest garden yet this year, really worked hard and tried to get as much garden produce as we possibly can. You guys, if you're not new, you were around all summer long while we were in the garden, in the kitchen, preserving, freezing, dehydrating, whatever it is, planting, starting seeds from the beginning all the way through now that we're in winter. And all the hard work, well, most of the hard work is done. We're still doing random canning projects and different things throughout the winter, but the bulk of the things are already up on the shelf, taken care of, everything's organized and put away, and now we kind of get to take a break, let our bodies and our minds rest, and just eat off of the shelf for a whole, 9 months worth of hard work. And that has saved us a ton of money. Some seeds we started ourselves from seed packets. Some we went to our local Amish seed store or starts shop, and we got some starts from them as well. Either way, it has saved us a ton of money. I haven't had to buy spaghetti sauce in 2 years. I haven't had to buy pizza sauce in 2 years because we grow it and can it ourselves. Lots of things. I have some things sitting in front of me here, but I recently learned how to make caramel, and that's how I've been making my coffee. I learned how to make coffee creamer, and I've been using that in my coffee as well. I learned how to render tallow from our whole pig that we bought, and I've been using this to make pasties, which is one of our favorite things. Lots and lots of things. I have a jar of pickles here. I haven't had to buy pickles in so long because we grow and can our pickles. So that's how the garden has saved us a lot of money. Now, when it comes to things, I know not everybody wants to learn how to can, or it seems really intimidating. If that's the case, you can always just blanch and freeze. So I pick all of our, well, a lot of our produce that's in the freezers are blanched and froze. Things like cabbage, green beans, snap peas, corn, Brussels sprouts. What to do when you're blanching and freezing is put your vegetable on a big pot in the stove, boil it for about a minute, drain it, freeze it. It's literally that simple, and you will have fresh tasting garden produce all winter long. Another thing I did to save money this year is I really heavily started getting into making my own scrap vinegars. This is something that I've played around with for a couple of years, but this is the first year I really got into the habit of pulling these out versus my store-bought cleaners. I have a couple of them going right now. This obviously is lemon, and then I figured I'd pull this one out and show you. This one we made together last year, maybe the year before, but this is pine needles from an old Christmas tree. Just you're about to get rid of your Christmas tree, take off a couple of your sprigs of needles here, fill it in a jar with some vinegar, let it sit for a while, and you're gonna get this really gorgeous vinegar. You can go ahead and strain it out, put it in your reusable spray bottles, and you can use this for everything. Your mirrors, your windows, it's an all-purpose cleaner. You can use it on your doors, your countertops, your cabinet faces, your stainless steel appliances, your toilets, literally everything. It works fantastic. I am very transparent. The only thing I don't like to use this for is my windows and my mirrors. It does not work as well as a typical Windex does. It's a little bit streaky. Sometimes it can get a little foggy. I don't love that, so I still do buy Windex, but this is the first year I've really gotten into the habit of pulling these out, other than like a Lysol or something like that. I do have plans this year to learn how to make my own dishwasher tabs. I have everything to make them. I just need to take the time and sit down and make them. I'm very excited to do that. It's something that my husband and I really are focusing on this year, is trying to get rid of all the excess chemicals that we're bringing into the home that we don't need. So we've already really looked into the food, and we feel okay with where we're at right now when it comes to our food. We're pretty good on that. We're growing a lot, we're sourcing a lot, and we're going to continue to learn on that. But this year we're really focusing on the extra chemicals that we're bringing into our house through soaps and fragrances and all of our cleaning products. So like I said, it is a whole process when you start going down the rabbit hole. So this is what we're focusing on, at least for right now. We're working on it together, we're learning together, we're educating each other, and that's where we're at. So this year I want to learn how to make my own laundry soap, my own dishwasher detergents, and I want to learn how to make my own toilet bowl cleaner, like toilet bowl fizzies, because I think it uses a lot of the same ingredients that I would actually need for my dishwasher tabs. So that's where I'm at. We're still learning, but that was a huge way I saved money this year. Another huge way I saved money this year was cooking clean, simple meals. If you guys need any meal inspiration, let me tell you, I have 500 videos on my channel, and I'm sure about 300 of them include some sort of easy, clean, simple meal option for you. All of my kids are very little and very close in age. Dinner time can be very stressful and very overwhelming at times. I keep my meal plans simple with clean, easy ingredients. Things like soups, big bowls of soups. We focus huge on leftovers here because we do eat 3 meals a day from scratch out of the kitchen. And because my kids are little, it is so much easier to have 1 meal a day, which is typically lunch. I don't have to cook. All I'm doing is pulling something out of the refrigerator and I'm heating it up, and that is lunch. So huge things of soups, huge casseroles, big pasta dishes, clean, easy meals, you guys. They have saved me so much time, so much money, so much frustration in the kitchen. And I will link some of my what's for dinners down below. Easy things. A huge way, we kind of just touched on this, but using leftovers. I know some people despise leftovers, and I totally understand, but we love leftovers here. There are some meals that just taste better when they're leftover anyways. Spaghetti, chili. We just had a big bowl of chili, or a big pot of chili about a week ago, and we ate off of that big batch of chili out of the fridge for probably about a week. I'm sure we still have a bowl left in there. Fantastic. It's easy for my husband to put in his thermos for work, bring it to work, and it is so good, you guys. It's delicious. That and a batch of homemade bread, we'll eat off of that for a couple of days. If the leftovers have sat in the fridge for a while, nobody's eating them, we're sick of them, we don't want them, which totally happens, I just take them out of the fridge, I put them in a freezer Ziploc bag, label it and date it, and I put it in the freezer. And then when there comes a day I don't want to cook, maybe I'm sick and we just need something easy, or it's a really busy night, I can take that gallon of chili that I froze 2 months ago, pull it out of the freezer, heat it up, and we have chili for dinner. So whether we're eating it or we're freezing it and saving it for later, and it's what I like to call lazy meal prepping or a lazy freezer meal, they're awesome. I cannot recommend it enough. The last way I saved a whole lot of money this year, we already talked about just a hair, but that is just meal prepping. And also taking some of those bulk items and making my own convenience meals. When you're talking about pre-made hamburger patties from the grocery store, they are so expensive. I can buy my ground beef in bulk like we did. We bought, I don't remember the exact poundage, but I want to say we bought like 300, 400 pounds of ground beef, and we got it for about $1.50 a pound, which is amazing. We got it for that price because we bought so much at once, but I have a whole freezer downstairs full of ground beef. I just take it out, I thaw it out, I press my own hamburger patties, put them in the freezer, roll my own meatballs, put them in the freezer, make my own meatloafs, put them in the freezer. And then when I need an easy convenience meal, you guys have seen me cook these just recently during Vlogmas, where I talked about taking out some of my pre-made burger patties, and we made Salisbury steaks and gravy up on the stove in the cast iron skillet together. A delicious, easy meal, and I didn't have to do anything really. I just put the hamburger patties in my cast iron skillet, made a quick gravy, mashed some potatoes, and that was dinner. I've also gotten better at making my own, what I like they're just dump meals, whether that be in your crock pot or up on your stove. I started prepping chicken fajitas and my pasta dishes, putting all of the ingredients in a freezer bag, freezing it, and then all I have to do is dump it in the skillet, warm it up, and add in my pasta. It has been one of my favorite things to do, and I'm just really enjoying it. Love to know down below what you guys did just to help make your way through 2023. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys in another one.